The most powerful man in WWE just allowed a 285-pound monster to crush a Hollywood celebrity on live television. Not once, but twice. And the whole world is losing its mind trying to figure out why. Roman Reigns stood there, looked the entire universe in the eyes, and gave Jacob Fatu the green light to destroy Andre in cold blood. Subscribe to Backstage Wrestling News right now because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see this entire situation. And trust me, the real story is so much deeper and so much more calculated than anyone is telling you. Let's go back to Monday Night Raw, June 15th, 2026. CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. The night was electric before it even started. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the world heavyweight champion, the most dominant figure in the history of professional wrestling, walked to that ring flanked by Jimmy USO, JUSO, and the man the entire WWE Universe had been waiting for, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. The crowd already knew something massive was about to go down. But nobody, not a single person in that arena, not a single person watching at home, was ready for what was about to happen next. Now, before we get into the moment that broke the internet, I need you to stop and ask yourself a question. What is the name of the sacred necklace that Roman Reigns gifted to Jacob Fatu to officially induct him into the Bloodline? The answer is coming up. Keep watching. Reigns opened the segment by cutting a promo that immediately let everyone know who was in charge. He praised JUSO's King of the Ring run, acknowledged the crowd, and then turned the spotlight directly onto Jacob Fatu. JUSO stepped up and ordered Fatu to show respect, to acknowledge both him and Jimmy as authority figures within the Bloodline. Fatu looked Jay dead in the face and said exactly 7 words that sent chills through the entire building. "The only person I acknowledge is the OTC." Dead silence. Then an eruption. Roman Reigns didn't see this as insubordination. He saw it as the purest form of loyalty. That one moment told you everything you needed to know about where this bloodline is heading. And then came the ceremony that nobody saw coming. Roman Reigns reached into his jacket and produced a brand new Ula Fala, the sacred necklace worn by the tribal chief of the Anoa'i family. He placed it around Jacob Fatu's neck. He looked him in the eyes, and he said the words, "Jacob, welcome to the Bloodline." The Usos, despite all of their tension with Fatu, saluted Roman together. The Bloodline was whole again, or so everyone thought. As the faction began making their way out of the ring and up the ramp, the cameras caught something. Sitting at ringside, grinning like he was the luckiest man alive, was comedian and Hollywood actor Andre. Now here's where you need to pay close attention to every single detail, because this is where Roman Reigns' master chess move begins to reveal itself. Reigns spotted Andre and immediately approached him. He greeted him warmly, shook his hand, welcomed him like an old friend. And he is essentially an old friend. Andre is co-starring alongside Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in the upcoming Street Fighter movie. These men know each other. They have a professional relationship. They have history. So when Reigns smiled at Andre, that smile meant something. Then Jimmy USO stepped up and shook Andre's hand as well. JUSO? He locked eyes with him and walked right past. Classic J. Then came Jacob Fatu. And this is the moment that changed everything. Andre, being the wild and unpredictable personality that he is, reached out and touched Fatu on the shoulder. Then, and this is the part that lit the fuse, he reached out and touched Fatu's brand new Ula Fala, that sacred necklace that had been placed around his neck by the tribal chief himself minutes earlier. That necklace is not a prop. That necklace is not a fashion accessory. That necklace is a symbol of Samoan culture, of family honor, of everything the Bloodline stands for. And Andre touched it like it was nothing. Jacob Fatu did not hesitate for a single second. He grabbed Andre by the collar, yanked him clean over the barricade, and threw him into the ring with terrifying ease. The arena erupted into chaos. Fatu headbutt Andre multiple times, each shot more brutal than the last. WWE security swarmed the ring. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce rushed down the ramp. Officials were screaming for it to stop. The entire segment looked like it was spiraling completely out of control. Fatu climbed to the top rope. He stood there, 285 pounds of pure destruction, staring down at Andre lying helpless on the mat. And then he stopped. He looked out to the ramp. He looked directly at Roman Reigns. The whole arena held its breath. Roman Reigns stepped toward the ring. Officials were begging him to stop this. Fatu had his eyes locked on his tribal chief, waiting for the command. And then Reigns did something that nobody in that building expected. He climbed onto the ring apron. Officials assumed he was there to pull Fatu back. Instead, Roman Reigns gave the throat/signal. The crowd lost their absolute minds. Fatu turned, positioned himself, and delivered a devastating top rope splash to Andre that shook the entire ring. The crowd chanted one more time. Roman Reigns shrugged his shoulders, looked at Fatu with a smirk that only he can deliver, and gave the green light a second time. Fatu climbed back up, and he did it again. 2 top rope splashes. Eric Andre was left struggling to breathe, medics and officials checking on him immediately before helping him backstage for medical evaluation. Now the entire world is asking, why? Why would Roman Reigns allow this? Why would he let Jacob Fatu destroy a man he is literally co-starring in a movie with? Why would the tribal chief put his hand signal on something so publicly reckless? Because here's what most people don't understand. Everything Roman Reigns does is calculated. Everything. Before Roman Reigns became World Heavyweight Champion in 2026, which legendary multi-time champion did he eliminate to win the Men's Royal Rumble match? First person to get it right wins the comment section. Let's go. Now let's break down exactly what Roman Reigns accomplished with this one move, and why this was one of the most brilliant pieces of chess he has ever played. First, the Ulafala test. Think about it from Roman's perspective. He has just officially welcomed Jacob Fatu into the Bloodline. He has gifted him the sacred necklace. He has staked his reputation on Fatu being part of this family. The very first test of that was not a wrestling match. It was not a backstage confrontation. It was this moment. When Eric Andre touched that Ulafala, Fatu reacted on pure instinct with pure fury. No hesitation. No question. He defended the family's honor immediately. And Roman Reigns watched. He evaluated. He let it play out. And when the moment came to give the order, he knew exactly what he had in Jacob Fatu. A weapon. A loyal, dangerous, unstoppable weapon who will defend the honor of this family without being asked twice. Second, the message to Jey and Jimmy Uso. Understand the tension in that ring. Jey Uso told Fatu to acknowledge him. Fatu refused. Jimmy looked uncomfortable. There was an awkwardness that the cameras captured that the Usos could not hide. But Reigns letting Fatu destroy Eric Andre right in front of Jimmy, and Jey sent a crystal clear message. Fatu does not answer to you. Fatu answers to me. And what Fatu does, I endorse. If you have a problem with that, step up. Nobody stepped up. Third, and this is the backstage layer that most people completely missed. Word from within WWE's inner circle is that the segment was also tied directly to a massive entertainment crossover. Eric Andre is starring alongside John Cena in the upcoming Netflix comedy Little Brother, which begins streaming on June 26th. The crossover between WWE's narrative and Netflix's promotional machine was deliberate. WWE and Netflix have a relationship that goes far deeper than just broadcasting rights. These kinds of celebrity moments drive clicks, drive eyeballs, and put WWE Raw in entertainment headlines that it would never otherwise reach. Roman Reigns knows exactly what he's doing at this stage of his career. He is not just a wrestler. He is a brand. He is a franchise. And he used that moment with Eric Andre to generate the kind of mainstream media attention that money simply cannot buy. But here's what I need you to understand about what this really means going forward. Jacob Fatu is now fully inside the Bloodline. He is wearing the Ulafala. He is taking direct orders from Roman Reigns and only Roman Reigns. And yet, and this is the thing that should be keeping Jey Uso awake at night, Fatu does not acknowledge the Usos. He said it himself. He only acknowledges the OTC. So what happens when Roman is busy? What happens when the tribal chief is not there to give the throat/signal? Because at some point, Jey Uso is going to need Jacob Fatu's support. He is in the King of the Ring tournament, pushing toward a world title shot that could define his legacy. If Fatu does not respect him, if Fatu views Jey as beneath him in the hierarchy, then the Bloodline has a powder keg sitting right at its center. And Roman Reigns created that powder keg on purpose. That is the most frightening part of all of this. Roman did not bring Jacob Fatu into the Bloodline to create harmony. He brought Jacob Fatu into the Bloodline to create controlled chaos. Because controlled chaos is exactly how Roman Reigns operates. He doesn't need everyone to love each other. He needs everyone to fear what happens when they step out of line. And Eric Andre found out exactly what that looks like. Think about the image Roman Reigns projected on Monday Night Raw. He walked out as World Heavyweight Champion with every single member of his family behind him. He handled the Jey and Fatu tension with authority. He honored Fatu with the sacred necklace. He greeted a Hollywood co-star like a gentleman. And then when that co-star accidentally disrespected a member of his family, he gave the order to bring the pain. Twice. With a smirk on his face and not a single ounce of regret. That is the tribal chief operating at his absolute highest level. That is a man who knows exactly how powerful he is and is not afraid to demonstrate it in front of the entire world. Baltimore went absolutely insane. The chant of "one more time" from that crowd is one of the most telling moments in recent WWE history. Because the crowd didn't chant for Eric Andre. They didn't chant for officials to stop the attack. They chanted for more. They wanted to see it again. And Roman Reigns gave it to them. Because Roman Reigns understands that his audience feeds on power. They feed on dominance. And when you give them a moment that is equal parts shocking, ruthless, and undeniably entertaining, you own them. What comes next for the Bloodline is something this channel is going to be tracking very closely. Jey Uso is still marching through the King of the Ring tournament and is 2 wins away from a world title shot. But the question is no longer whether Jey can win the tournament. The question is whether Jacob Fatu will help him get there, or whether Fatu's loyalty exclusively to Roman Reigns creates a situation where Jey is left out in the cold at the worst possible moment. And here's the final thing I want to leave you with. Roman Reigns has now assembled what might be the most dangerous bloodline in WWE history. He has Jimmy Uso. He has Jey Uso. He has Jacob Fatu, a man who once ran the bloodline in Roman's absence, a man who took on the entire roster and looked unbeatable, a man who now channels all of that chaos directly through the tribal chief's orders. Roman did not just reform a faction, he built an army. And Andre just got the most viral introduction to that army that any celebrity guest in WWE history has ever received. This is Backstage Wrestling News. If you want the real story before anyone else tells it to you, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications right now. The Bloodline chapter that is being written in 2026 is going to be something people talk about for decades. Don't miss a single second of it. Drop your trivia answers in the comments. Tell me who you think is the most dangerous member of the Bloodline right now, Fatu or Roman himself. And let's get this conversation started. Because this story is just getting started, and it is going to get so much bigger before it is over.